everyone, it's Kasey. I am back here with some new equipment that I'm trying out. So I figured I would do, since we're like super up close and personal, trying out this new lens, I figured I would get a little personal and share with you my Disney story. A lot of people have been asking, you know so much about Disney, have you ever worked there? In short, no, I've never worked in the parks, but I used to host a show for Radio Disney called Kasey's Korner. And there's a long story that goes along with it. I'll give you the Reader's Digest version now because I know no one watches videos over 6 minutes. So basically, when I was 10 years old, I went to an open casting call at a mall in Massachusetts. And it was just when Radio Disney had launched back in 1997, I believe it was. Yeah, I would have been 10 in 97. So 1997, I went to a mall to an open casting call. I sat on this stage in this big oversized plush chair, and the host asked me a few questions. And I believe the question, if I can remember, that they asked was, what do you like to do after school? So 10 years old, right? Well, at 10 years old, I was doing an after-school program where you got to plan parties, which is kind of ironic now if I think about it, given my current job. Anyway, so I talked about how I planned parties after school, and apparently that's something that piqued the interest of the peeps at Disney, and they called me about 2 weeks later saying that I had won, that I was now the kid correspondent for Radio Disney in Boston. What the hell does that mean, right? So I started to do these commercials in studio, and I was doing different spots on the radio, and you'd hear, "Hi, this is Kasey from Radio Disney, and you're listening to Kasey's Korner," all that kind of stuff. For those of you who remember the Radio Disney commercials, that wasn't my voice, but definitely I'm about to get that into your head right now.
Kicking back or on the go, I'm turning on my radio. They play the tunes that I want to hear. Radio Disney, we're all here. Radio Disney, we're all here. Pump it up.
Pump it up. Anyway, so started doing some commercials, but my mom, being the momager that she is, in a good way, not Kris Jenner style, we went to New York City, and we were going to go see Beauty and the Beast on Broadway, and she just knocked right on that stage door and said, "I have the kid correspondent from Radio Disney here. Would you like to have her interview some of the cast after the show?" And they said yes, which is kind of crazy. I don't know if that would happen in today's day and age. Maybe I should start trying it with Kennedy. I interviewed the Beast and the little kid who played Chip, which, if I think about it now, is kind of ironic too. And that's kind of what started the whole interview process. I had no idea what to do. I just knew to ask questions. Questions like, what's your favorite part of the show? And who's your favorite Disney character? Which became my signature question when I started to do interviews with people like Destiny's Child, when it was the three of them, Jessica Simpson, 98 Degrees, Britney Spears, all those, huge little Y2K pop groups. I was there, chilling with them, backstage, and interviewing them, asking them who their favorite Disney character was, along with some other more pertinent questions. So that's my Disney story. I mean, every core memory for me revolves some way around Disney. I would say maybe aside from my proposal, when my husband proposed to me, and my wedding day, because that wasn't at Disney, everything else is very, very much Disney centered. So, people ask, how can you go back time and time again? How can you go 47 times to Disney World? Because it really is, as sappy as it sounds, it is a home for me. It's where I feel comfortable, it's where I feel happy, it's where I feel safe, it's where I feel connected. So that's my Disney story in a nutshell. Hopefully you haven't clicked off and you're not completely bored yet, but I do really appreciate this Disney community that's definitely welcomed me and embraced me between Instagram and Etsy and here on YouTube. So please take a moment and do subscribe below. I really would appreciate it. Check out my Etsy shop. Follow me on Instagram @OnceUponAPots. And I will see you soon with more stories and more tips and tricks and fun stuff to share. Have a magical day.